Hello, guys. Welcome to Reinvented. We're all things mental health. Yeah. So obviously there have been some changes to Reinvented. We're kind of taking a little more on the spiritual side of things. And I don't have a guest today, but I am going to talk about some things. But first, we're going to start off with, for one, a tarot reading, and then some just kind of daily reminders. So, yeah. So for starters, we're going to use this like Mystic Cats tarot deck. So I'm going to start off with that. Yeah. And I can't see me shuffle the cards, but it's all right. I have my whole like desk over here. So Queen of Wands. The way I like to think of tarot decks is kind of, like what do you see? But for the Queen of Wands, a lot of these represent like, at least the court cards kind of represent like somebody. Like maybe not you specifically, but somebody. So I like to think of, me, little person, other person. But we pulled it reversed. So, they could see like someone either, I guess bigger than you, kind of trying to dictate you. Whereas reversed could mean, sorry, I'm gonna like Fitbit notifications. Could be either like someone watching out for you, anything like that, or maybe that you feel is dictating you. I say like reversed. I'd say that, the cards have turned type of thing where you're like, as someone maybe trying to control you. So don't let people, control and dictate your life and how you want to live it. Hope that little lesson helped. It probably wasn't very helpful, but that was not the point. The whole point of it. So, yeah. Anyway, to kind of look at a few reminders here, I should really learn to open the notebooks first before I just decide to do this. So I'm going to open them really quick. Yeah. I need to learn to start opening things. So for one, the most unprepared thing ever. But, I think also going along with the, someone may try to dictate how you do things, whether that's physically or mentally. I think, you may see a lot of failures. Maybe you think that person's right. But, like, but it couldn't be a better time for you to take that leap of faith and, make your own path and, kind of spread your wings and fly and figure out who you want to be, right? And how you see the world. So, and how you want to see it. Also, there's going to be, especially during the week, got my handy dandy cute little notebook here. There's a lot of like, taking your own intuition, your own courage, maybe meeting new people who actually, support you and who want to support you. And sometimes that's even also people in your life too, who want to support you and what you are doing. And maybe are giving you the courage or are being the people that are, have attention to detail and just want to see what is best for you. And yeah, I think that is honestly a pretty important lesson, even for myself at the time that I think I needed to learn. Because I think, in all honesty, I had a really hard time dealing with people like, like would say something and it's like, what they said wasn't true, but you believed it anyway. And I think it took me a while to realize it's like, you know what you're doing, and you know the goal you have in mind, so just do it. And I think that's also like kind of what took me on this journey, because like I've said in a few other, like, if people have seen some of my TikToks, it's like, what brought, what makes you a witch? And I'm like, well, here's the thing I have come to terms with is it was the only place I felt like I belonged. Because growing up, I didn't really feel like I had that. Where I felt different from everyone else. And I didn't, growing up, actually have, like, that was seen as a bad thing. And it, to me, it's like, now looking back, it's like, I think it's more of the fear talking for people, because, you have the fear of the unknown. And there are still things that scare me, about it, because I am someone who, I jump scare easily, guys. And I am someone who really pays attention to, like, almost like every detail. But I think kind of coming to terms with it's like, okay, I can accept this now. Because growing up, I really didn't have, like, they're like, oh, this is what you're supposed to be. And it's like, but that really didn't feel right. And I've always been a kind of a unique person. Everyone is. But I was always told I was the weird kid. And I'm like, I actually really wasn't that weird. I was not that much of a weird kid. I was more quiet, I would say. So I think I was more in tune with myself than a lot of people, at that age. So yeah, I think it's just learning about how to deal with the growth and the change, which is something I've had to do in a lot of aspects of my life, is deal with growth and change. So, and honestly, and what's next, it's gonna be kind of a journey, because I think, I'm still not done. I'm still not done figuring out anything about myself. So I think it's going to be kind of like a nice, like, okay, this is kind of what we do. And, making the path I want to make for myself and what I want to do. So, yeah, I think anyone can kind of do that. And for, whatever they believe, anything like that, I think, anyone can do that. It's just kind of about, shutting out the naysayers, all that. So I think, yeah, I think it's gonna be something that's like, it's not gonna be a like, oh, I found this out tomorrow. It's not, no, it's not a report card. But yeah, I'm really excited for what's next, for business wide too. I feel like this is the most like growth I've had career wise in a while. I felt so stuck for a while too. It's just like I couldn't figure out how to grow. Like every time I felt like we were growing and growing, something would just halt and stop it. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what's next. And that doesn't mean every day is gonna be perfect. But yeah, I do hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Hopefully we'll have more guests on soon. But yeah, I do hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next week with a brand new episode. Peace.